2011 was a significant year.
That's a good looking Joe.
I don't know if it's totally fair to say it was a rebirth or sort of a second life, but it's undeniable that it was the end of life as I knew it. Perfect day in the elk woods is to go in and out safely, to get in the room with an elk.
Vamos, chicos.
I know that everybody watching this is gonna think, soft answer, Eduardo. What about harvesting an animal? I'm sorry, that's not how it is for me. I think my style of hunting is fluid. It's guided by the moments, it's guided by the inspirations, and I'd say that there's a ever-present sort of childlike curiosity in Eduardo Garcia.
Squirrel having dinner. She's going to town on this pine cone.
And so the hunt, if we think about it, is the slippery rocks that you don't want to break your ankle on, the spring that you hope is running to refill your water on, the call of a bull elk that you hope you hear if the wind's coming your way. The hunt is built of all of the little ingredients, all of the little details.
There's nothing in the world that smells like a fresh hammer.
I walk this earth with a very curious lens. It's so easy to be pulled in, but I can do that to the point of like too much noise up here. Come up on 10 years. Gosh, it feels like I'm coming up on 20 years. Feels like the last 10 years has just been, I feel like packing an elk out up a hill for 10 years. So I was out hunting for a young cow to repay my buddy. Worked on a herd, started up high, saw a herd coming out of the field, set up, beautiful, symmetrical, dark antlered, ivory tipped 6-point bull elk at 30 yards. I wasn't hunting for a bull elk, I was hunting for a two-year-old cow. So I didn't take that shot.
Walking here and seeing that little finger ridge and that little gully.
I decided to go for a midday hunt and went about 3 miles into a new zone nearby.
Right here. Would have been just a can like, yeah.
And came across a metal barrel, and inside it was, just a pile of black fur with some bones, and I thought visible claws, small claws, and I just thought nothing more than taking a knife, putting it in my left hand, popping a claw off. And before I got to even the bottom of that barrel, knocked out. At some point woke up, eyes opened. I remember being immediately confused why I was on the ground. If you've ever been in a dream that you can't get out of, and subconsciously you're like pushing against your inside of the balloon, that's what standing up was like.
Probably was here, because this is the path I took up. Like I heard the sound of gravel, underfoot, strung it together. Why am I here? I was hunting, hiking, I saw a thing. Hand was black. There was a burn mark on my thigh.
I received a 2400 volt jolt of electricity that blew me up.
It's like, wow, I think I got blown up with electricity.
That was sort of the beginning of a 50-day ICU stay at the University of Utah and 2 years of plastic surgery.
And right here on that day, My wick was tiny. It was burning. It's a real good reminder. If you have a pulse, if your candle's still flickering, give it some air. Take a breath. Go get it.
I was still in ICU when I was thinking about how to hunt. I've been shooting a bow now for 12 years, I guess, and I became an amputee 10 years ago. Hunting is eating. Hunting is living. It's the intentionality of pursuit. This year, being able to see the back of the freezer and knowing that that was the last elk backstrap, when you know the motive and you're so set with that motive, like you can get so committed at that point. And so, no backstrap, no elk in the freezer, time.
In the cabin, did you look at those
Yeah,
photos?
I saw 'em.
Did you see the one of your dad with the rack? And I'm like pushing him like this.
Chris is a family friend who's known me since I was 6 years old. Aubrey is his son. Working with a new hunter brings such a fresh lens to a hunter that has a few decades under their belt.
I don't know how far up he is. He's right there on the hillside. He's right on this hillside.
I like seeing other people lit up. Screaming bull on our path out. And without question, and we knew that we were putting Aubrey in first position. Waiting. Bull got to it and it looked like 10 yards right in front of him. Right when that bull's broadside with no anything's in front of him, he had relaxed enough to. The bull ran out to 70. I got a 60-yard pin. I'm certain I could have made that shot in that light with that wind. It was so good. My cup was so full yesterday.
My heart's beating like a rabbit. Just in your face, just.
Like my elk hunting cup for that chunk of time was full. When I came out of the creek bottom, I started to think about grouse. I then started to think about my wife and the pup. I kept seeing myself home. There must be something to kind of paying attention to that voice inside. And I've learned to just run with that and to feed that side of myself. I'm still Eduardo Garcia, hey. I still have a big appetite for life. And I'm actively practicing leaving space in my cup for the new things that I'm hunting for. You know, stronger relationship with my friends, my family. My measurements aren't in decades, they're in moments.
Finding a bear, having a nap at the top of a mountain, chilling, finding new country.
You remain open to all the things. You never go home empty-handed. It's a good recipe.